everyone, this is Riku Keyblade Master. I know this is a little late, but I just got back from the movie theaters with my mom and my sister, and we went to go see How to Train Your Dragon 3: The Hidden World. Now, this video is going to be a movie review of that particular movie. So, spoilers will happen. I'm going to give you some time to click away if you haven't seen the movie yet and don't want to be spoiled. Ready? Still with me? Okay, good. Now, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Usually you would think that a movie would start off slow, right? Wrong! This sucker gets right into the action, right into the whole plot right there. Right there. By Hiccup and his gang confronting this... Well, I forgot the guy's name, but he said that Hiccup's father, Stoic, knew him. Basically, he calls himself a dragon hunter and dragon killer. Now, they've been trying to fight this guy off throughout the entire movie. And I'm not even gonna lie, it becomes brutal. Then, Hiccup proposes a plan to keep them hidden from the dragon killer, dragon hunter, whatever he is. And, everybody's trying to, while everybody else is criticizing Hiccup for his plans, you have his mom and Astrid, just basically trying to help him. First, she got, Snotlout and Fish Legs. But Fish Legs brings a baby with him. A baby! I forget what kind of dragons that they said was like a omen or whatever. And eventually there are a bunch of them roaming around. And yeah, you gotta remember, within the first part of the movie, Berk got decimated. So, Hiccup's plan allowed them a temporary solution. But then, Hiccup says, hey, this may be the land, Berk, but we don't need the land. We are Berk. And I don't blame him. Because sometimes home isn't a piece of land. A lot of times, home is the inhabitants of that particular space. Like, say, me, for example. I live in Iowa. I'm an Iowan. So you get the bigger picture here. Home is where the heart is, not where a piece of land takes over all the time. Land is nice. Don't get me wrong, land is nice. But, home is where the heart is. I gotta be completely honest with you guys. Anyways, back to the review. Now, after the temporary solution gets discovered by the hunter, by the way, Toothless falls in love with what Astrid calls is a light fury. It looks like a night fury, but it's white. Of course, Hiccup called it like a day Fury, but I'd rather go with Astrid's name, which is Light Fury. I like that. Let's be honest, I like that. But, anyways, so Toothless gets distracted, and the Dragon Killer uses that to their advantage. So eventually, they confront the Dragon Killer because of them stealing all of their dragons due to the fact that Toothless goes on a date with this Light Fury, which she is never named. But she is very pretty. But when she flaps her wings, let me tell you, she kind of reminds me of a dove. That's how cute she is. She does. And when you guys watch the movie, you'll understand what I mean. But anyways, yeah. So, the Dragon Hunter / Dragon Killer, well, Night Fury Killer, gets the dragons, you know, and of course, you know, Toothless is obviously the alpha of the other dragons. But eventually, the hunter captures Toothless, and, you know, he's like, call the other dragons off or she gets it. And Fishlegs is like, what are they doing? They could totally take them on. And Hiccup's like, not with her life on the line. So essentially they kind of back off. But then more people joined the war that didn't believe in Hiccup in the first place, like, I forget his name, but he and Stoic were really close. And that's another thing. The hidden world was told to Hiccup by his father when he was a little kid, which I'm glad Stoic was in the movie by flashback. I was worried Stoic wasn't going to be in there at all, like, you know, not brought up or anything. I was so worried about that. I was like, oh. And then all of a sudden, we get our first flashback with Stoic, and it's like, phew-wee, that's a good thing. I was worried there for a second. And then, of course, you know, things just generally go off, and all of Hiccup's decisions are based on the flashbacks from his childhood. And we get mentioned about this place where dragons can live in peace and harmony. Well, you know, of course Stoic says to Hiccup when he's little, you know, one of these days I'm going to find it, and I'm going to lock it off so that humans can no longer live in fear of dragons. That was, of course, when Hiccup was very, very little, way before Stoic got his mind changed by his own son. Which leads me back to the point where I said that a lot of Hiccup's decisions, and of course, Astrid said, you know, once Toothless gets captured, he's like, I'm nothing without Toothless. Every single thing that I've done. And then Astrid jumps in and says, Hiccup, sweetie, you were reckless before Toothless. You don't need Toothless to be a good leader. You know, because his mom says he thinks he has to lead alone. Well, because his father did, and his father didn't have a choice. But Hiccup has a choice. Help him see that he is something without his dragon. And that's basically what Astrid does. With a little bit of harsh criticism, mind you. But, you know what? I'm gonna let her harsh criticism slide. Because I knew where she was going with the harsh criticism. Which led into that whole discussion of, you were reckless before you met Toothless. Toothless didn't make you you. You were you before the Night Fury. Before any dragon. You were you before any dragon. Okay? So start acting like you. Basically is what she said. And by the end, yes, all peace is restored. And of course we get a heartbreaking goodbye with Hiccup and Toothless having to say so long. And God, I have to be honest, I cried. I cried. I really did, to be honest. Me and my mom and my sister, all three of us, we were teary-eyed. Which I knew that was going to happen. And then, one of the best parts of all, Hiccup and Astrid get married and they have a little kid. And Hiccup is able to teach his son or daughter, you know, dragons are not harmful. You know, Toothless is harmless. He's not going to eat your dad. See? See? They're playing nice. You know? And all is well after a few years of Hiccup and Toothless being apart. And Stormfly comes back to Astrid, and every dragon comes back to their owners, and, you know, I will say that it was a tear-jerking goodbye, but also a tear-jerking reunion. So my final score, movie rate, total 5 stars. If I were to give this a rating on numbers, 10 out of 10. That's literally all I have to say. Is I made some predictions, and all of my hopes were presented in this movie. All of my hopes were presented. Thank goodness. I'm very glad that all of my hopes were presented. So, with that, I leave this as a 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Until the next vid, I've been Riku Keyblade Master. Comment, rate, subscribe to become a Keyblade wielder, and stay awesome as usual. And in a future Kingdom Hearts game, since Disney is working on buying DreamWorks, also buying back half their staff or over half that left to go work for DreamWorks, I definitely see a How to Train Your Dragon world in the future saga. And that enemy that I mentioned would make a great foe. I'm not even going to lie. But, in any case, like I said, I've been Riku Keyblade Master. Comment, rate, subscribe to become a Keyblade wielder, and stay awesome as usual. Peace out, loves. And I hope you have a wonderful night. Like I said, I can't apologize for uploading so late. I'm so sorry.